What's up, everybody? This is We Don't Know Games. This is We Don't Know Networks gaming podcast, weekly gaming podcast. Every week we go through some news, we pick a main topic, and we just give you opinions about it. Today I have with me, as always, the other host of the show, Jacob Wolf, a.k.a. the Wolfman. What's going on, Jacob?
What's going on, baby?
And we also have We Don't Know Networks' own Caleb Edward Edley on the boards. What's going on, man?
How's it going, guys?
You guys been playing anything cool? Or are we all just kind of been playing the same things? I mean, we release 4 shows a week, so I can't imagine that we're playing anything different than anybody else has already heard from us.
The only thing I'm doing different right now is I'm drunk.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I've been playing the same shit.
I watched
Being drunk is like
Wolverhampton
the
fucking
ultimate VR
tie
game.
today, so I'm drunk as shit.
It's like the ultimate VR game. For the listeners, if you're wondering why I sound like shit, my microphone's broken, so I have to use these shitty ass Apple. Well, you know what? Let me digress. I love Apple headphones. They're probably my favorite headphones on the market.
Way to backtrack.
But I have to use them because my life.
Because you're bootlicking.
So I'm gonna get a new mic. Probably gonna get a new. Probably gonna get that Yeti caster from Snowball. No, not Snowball. Blue microphone.
Is that the one Jacob
Caleb,
uses?
No, I have the blue Yeti. He has the blue Snowball. He's going to upgrade to the blue Podcaster.
Yeah, the Yeti caster.
Yeti Caster. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place.
But you know what? None of that's fucking important. All that's important is games. A little later in the show, we'll let you know where you could listen to our other shows, follow us, like us, all that good stuff. We will let you know that later in this show. Let's get into the news, shall we?
We shall.
Get it.
All right. Not too much this week. There's a big game releasing, but we'll get to that. First thing, Donkey Kong Country, one of the greatest Super Nintendo games of all time. Just Donkey Kong, iconic character. That is finally on the Switch Online network. So if you have paid for your Switch, your yearly online, it's only $20. You should get it. You get a bunch of free games.
$20 for the whole year?
Donkey Kong's on there.
Yep, $20
$20 for the whole year.
And
That's not bad.
Donkey Kong Country was on the SNES Classic, the mini version that came out, the standalone.
What? How big was it? How big was it for the visual?
About that big. About the size of my nose to mouth here.
You guys like Donkey Kong? Donkey Kong fans?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Fun
I
story.
think I think that one in particular is an amazing platform.
Oh yeah, it's a great addition to the Switch Online. Quick story about Donkey Kong Country. Lindsay's friend, my wife's friend, she came over one time, like right after we got the SNES Classic, the little Raspberry Pi thing. I keep calling it that. It's not really what it is, but she knew every in and out of Donkey Kong Country. Like she kicked us all off of the SNES. She was like, "Let me show you guys some things." Just went ham.
Yeah, that'd be like me with Super Mario Brothers 3.
Exactly. Like everyone has their own SNES game that they just know every in and out of. I love that.
Caleb,
What's up?
Can you look up when Donkey Kong Country originally released for me?
Sure.
And
Donkey
while
Kong
he looks up
Country,
that,
1994.
Oh,
awesome, 1994. Yeah, great game. Let's move on. A little bit more Nintendo news. Highest selling history was just made. Highest selling video game unit of all time just happened.
Saw that.
The original Super Mario Brothers just sold at auction for $114,000.
Yep.
And unsealed, never played.
In the clean
Jesus, that's history.
Not even just unsealed. They've got it in the graded wrap so that you could. I think it's like a 9.4 or some shit ridiculous like that.
It was the original, basically.
That one came out in '85.
Someone kept it in a vacuum sealed vault, basically, after it came out.
Jesus.
I
was talking to somebody about it the other day. What if whoever bought it just got home instantly and just ripped the fucking package open? The game is just worthless at that point.
The dad's just like, no.
It's completely worthless.
God, I would beat somebody's ass.
I've never seen an ass whooping so quick in my life.
Gosh, yeah, I'd have to beat my kid.
I tried to wear the glasses. I couldn't do it.
Kid. All right. Moving on. Just got one more cool little news story here. Marvel Avengers for the current generation consoles. Just got a beta. August 7th, if you pre-order on PlayStation. August 14th for the Xbox and PC pre-order. And August 21st, open beta across all platforms. So, you guys plan on pre-ordering Avengers?
I plan on pre-ordering that collector's edition.
Okay.
Because it comes with that fucking Cap statue that I'm gonna put right here on my fucking desk. I'm gonna put those blueprints up
in the game.
I don't either, but the statue it looks better than what he looks like in the game. I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
I'm gonna put those Iron Man blueprints on my wall somewhere. It's just got a lot of stuff in the collector's edition that I think I would enjoy.
Now, Brian, this just came to mind. I think you know this off the top of your head. I think you've told me before. But if you buy the PS4 edition of Marvel, do you get the PS5 edition?
I think that one is one of the upgrade, a pay to upgrade one. I don't think
upgrade?
it's a free. I'm not, but don't quote me on
I thought that one was a free upgrade.
Could be. I don't know. I don't want to miss.
I'll fact check it because
I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you, Caleb. That is my pre-order is dependent upon that information. Actually,
yes, Marvel's Avenger has free next gen upgrade.
Okay,
that's
I'll be in the PS4 beta then for sure.
That's a great perk. When this game was first announced, I was probably one of the most excited people for it. Open world Avengers game. Yeah. You get to make your own superhero. This was my thoughts. This was my thoughts. That's what I'm saying. At the time of release,
go back and listen to our previous episode about this.
Yeah, open world Avengers game. You get to create your own superhero, become part of the Avengers. Like, yes, this is what I want. And then more details started trickling out, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's more of like a linear story. Even when you do play as the other Avengers, it's just like little like side plots and like little things. Like, I don't know. I think this is going to be a game that's going to rely on DLC, and I'm going to wait. I don't plan on pre-ordering.
I need to see what it's going to turn into, honestly, like now that I'm thinking more and more about it, because it feels like it's going to be, after the story, it turns into Destiny. You know what I mean? Like
I'm thinking 68 Metacritic. And that might sound low, but
it sounds accurate to me.
From what they've released, what they've shown, I don't see the groundbreaking Marvel game that we wanted. I just don't see from what they've shown so far.
It's not Endgame. It's not Infinity War. No. This is Ant-Man 1. Like, it's going to be good.
Damn.
But
it's going to be good.
But it's not what we really, really want to dig our teeth into. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't even see Ant-Man 1 because I really like Ant-Man 1. I would maybe
that's
say
what I'm saying. It's a fun story.
I say like Captain Marvel. It's like,
it is not a Captain Marvel.
Oh, no. Captain Marvel's...
I didn't really like it.
I know. I didn't.
Marvel.
I wasn't like it was a good movie. Like all the Marvel movies are good. I didn't like it that much.
It's between.
Either, but I'm saying this game is not Captain Marvel.
Let's say it's between.
Okay, you're saying the game is going to be better than Captain Marvel. Okay.
Yes.
It's between Thor: Dark World and Ant-Man 1. Let's just go with
no
that
way.
median.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, you're putting in such a gap of comparison because
Thor:
The Dark World is literally the worst movie.
Exactly.
Is literally the worst movie.
Yeah.
And I would say Ant-Man 1 is in the top third.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give it top half. I want to give it top third. Anyway, that's not what this show's about.
We should do a definitive ranking on movies later.
I would love to do a We Don't Know Network rewatch, review, and ranking of the MCU. I would absolutely love that.
I'm just going to shit on them all. Like, I love them all, but I'm just going to shit on them.
But I will, going with what you said, Brian, I will agree that it looked like it was, and I feel like this happens with a lot of games and even movies sometimes, it looked like it was going to be something different than what we're getting as more details come out. Yeah. But I'm still going to pre-order.
I mean, I'm there with you. I'm a fan of pre-ordering. If you believe in the project, I will pre-order most things. Marvel, and who's making this? I know the answer, but
Square Enix.
Square Enix.
Yeah. For a company like Square, this just isn't the game for them. Stick to quirky Japanese weird shit. I honestly, just don't think this is the game that Square should have tried to.
After the Final Fantasy VII remake, I'm not sure if that still applies because they did such a good job with the remake of Final Fantasy VII that I feel like they might have turned the page on it. You know what I mean?
It's still a weird Japanese thing that they've mastered.
But it's an action-based version of that weird Japanese thing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get you.
Like, I was actually interested in playing that game at one point, so I didn't do
Not
it,
anymore.
but I was interested.
Yeah. Well, Caleb, it looks like you're gonna be able to jump in that beta around what, August? What was the
I'm gonna
date?
jump into Jacob.
August 7th.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you're gonna jump into Jacob to beta.
Wow.
August 7th, you're gonna be able to jump in.
You wait till I sober up, bitch.
And I will say, I'm mostly just pre-ordering it because I want the collectibles.
No, I get that
I got
completely.
you.
That's pretty.
That's why
normal
I'm buying
in
the
community.
$100 version of 2K.
Yeah.
Because it's got Kobe
Sure.
on the cover.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So
I'm gonna get that shit too.
cool. All right, so we're gonna jump off news a little bit. We got some games releasing this week. New releases for this week. Caleb, you want to run those down for us, man? Just two big titles this week.
Yeah. So number one, if my computer will wake up. Number one, we've got Paper Mario Origami King 81.
Nope,
Which
that's not the way to say it, but it got an 81 on Metacritic.
Oh yes, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, why do you have that
Not
shit
like
bolded
1981.
like that?
Because I made these notes for myself before I got drunk. Okay?
You make me sound like a goddamn idiot.
So everyone knows I was gonna host this show, but then I got drunk and I didn't want to be like drunk boy slurring everything. So I had Brian, like, hey, please take care of this.
All right,
Well,
let me try that again.
Origami-
Paper
Origami
Mario
81.
Origami King, which has an 81 on Metacritic.
I didn't realize. I'm excited for this game.
Yeah.
I love
Same.
Paper Mario on Nintendo 64. I didn't realize it was out. I didn't realize it was time for that.
Yeah, I didn't
it
either.
Really
until,
snuck up
like,
on me.
2 weeks ago,
So-
they started talking about it.
Unfortunately, I'm
I've-
not going to be able to
Sorry.
get it upon release, but that is a game. Everybody knows my Switch is my Mario machine. That's what I use it for. So this is a game that I will be getting. I just don't know if I'll be getting it at launch.
And real quick,
I've never played
go ahead.
a Paper Mario game, so what is the
Fun
the
little
appeal?
RPGs, man.
It's a
If
Mario
you're not-
RPG.
If you need to learn, if you need to like get like a very simple base for an RPG, Paper Mario would be a great start.
Think it's not quite Pokemon. Think more Final Fantasy style Mario.
Yeah, like Final
Yeah.
Fantasy RPG, not
Yeah.
like Pokemon RPG. That's a great.
So-
that's
So
a great.
so not like turn based or anything.
No, it is turn based.
Oh, it is.
turn-based.
It is turn based,
Yeah.
but the style is more like even
Yeah.
South Park Stick of Truth kind of style almost, like without the movement.
Okay.
Just a real quick breakdown of the scores. There was 53 total reviews for Paper Mario by critics. 9 of those were 70 or below, which included IGN and Electronic Games Magazine. And then the remaining 44 reviews were between 75 and 100, and those included Nintendo Insider and GameSpot.
Well, of course, Nintendo is gonna review their
Yeah,
game.
I mean, that
Did
is
Kind of Funny
independent.
review this?
Was that?
Do
I
we
did
have a
not
Kinda
see
Funny
them on
review?
there, so I didn't go for it.
Okay.
They don't give a number score though, so they do not count for Metacritic. I usually trust Kind of Funny's review of games pretty heavily, but they did not give a number score like normal.
Cool. Yeah, Paper Mario. Like I said, Jacob. I mean, we all have Switches, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm about
Is
to
this something
show
that we're
off.
all probably gonna jump into? I want to. I'm very interested in it.
I'm very interested in it. I just want to see what the user score comes in after Friday, because I'm about to be away for the weekend, so I have a few days to kind of mull over choices. But I'm more leaning towards the other big release coming out this weekend than I am Paper Mario.
Yeah, the Switch is more of Jess's console of choice. Like she's played Odyssey. I really only play like Mario Kart with her, or I'll play like Smash Brothers or what's that fucking Mario Party. So I might buy it for her
All
just
great
so
games.
she can get into a different type of games maybe and expand her her gaming profile. But
Yeah, more strategic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and that's what it's gonna be. Yeah, that's a great game. If you haven't played the N64 version, I'm sure you can find it on some Nintendo console because they re-release every game for every console.
You got to
Sure.
diversify the palette there for sure.
All right. We got one more release this week, and it's actually the big release thing. This is a huge release for 2020.
oh yeah.
Well, what do we got, Caleb?
We have Ghosts of Tsushima 84. No, I'm just kidding. No, 84. It's an 84 on Metacritic. It is an 84 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
And I pre-ordered this. I'm picking up my copy on Friday. I'm really
Nice.
excited.
Nice.
Cool.
By the way, Caleb, you're a big fan of Sly Cooper. This is made by the same.
Sucker Punch,
directors.
baby.
Yes, I
Our
do like
producers
Sly
say,
Cooper.
yeah.
I miss that game. But that's awesome. I'm glad. It's totally different from Sly Cooper, but I'm so excited. It looks
Oh yeah,
awesome.
for sure. It looks. I should say more likely. It looks more like a Assassin's Creed game mixed with almost a Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War without the Nemesis system.
I could see that. I could see that, yeah.
The way it comes across to me, because the battle system is
Now-
closer to that Arkham Asylum Batman style. So
Will this game be able to beat Sucker Punch's baby? which is Infamous. I don't know if you guys have played Infamous. They're absolutely amazing.
I have it on my backlog. I think this game is going to end up getting higher scores. I don't know if I'll enjoy it more.
People
I'm
love Infamous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm super excited about this game. I
Yeah.
think that this game will get a better overall rating from users simply based off the fact that it's an end of console game. You know what I mean? It's the end of a console generation, so it's literally taking every aspect of the hardware that it had available to it. They've learned
This is The Last of Us. This is PS3's The Last of Us.
Exactly. It's basically doing the most with the hardware that it possibly could. Whereas the Infamous games were a little bit more mid-tier on the PS3, I believe. And
soon right after
PS4,
release.
I think early for the
There's one for the PS4. First Light.
Infamous came out in 2009.
Thank you. And real quick based on the scores of Ghost of Tsushima, just want to let you guys know there was 87 total reviews. 9 of them were 70 or below, including GameSpot and The Guardian. And the remaining 78 scores were between 75 and 100, which included Game Informer and IGN. I just know that certain people follow different outlets, so I just want to put those in there.
Sure.
Guardian is a British-based, and GameSpot is also American-based. And on the flip side, Game Informer is the magazine that we all kind of grew up with, and IGN is the new top dog review-wise.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to throw in also with when it comes to ratings, I did listen to Kind of Funny Games Daily today, or maybe it was yesterday. And,
they put a review out today too.
Greg Miller was just kind of talking about. He said this is the best Sucker Punch game to come out.
Okay.
This is their jewel.
Really?
This is their grand jewel.
And
he
Greg
said,
Miller's you and Greg Miller agree on a lot because y'all's Red Dead Redemption 2 were the same page, and Horizon Zero Dawn y'all were on the same page as well. So.
He said he can kind of see where the mixed reviews are coming from with Ghost of Tsushima. He said, and you guys haven't played this game obviously, but for The Last of Us, everything they do in The Last of Us Part 2 is to try to remind you that you're not playing a video game. It's story heavy, and that's the point. You're not supposed to be playing a game. That's not the feeling you're supposed to get from it. You're supposed to get the movie emotions, the theatrical emotions.
Like the way Red Dead was when they wanted you to...
Yeah, and then Greg Miller said that Ghost of Tsushima is completely opposite. He said, this is a video game. Look at all the cool shit you can unlock. Look at all the new outfits you can put on. Look at all these weapons and swords and upgrades and all this shit. And he said that if you're a fan of just video games, like just going crazy video games, and this is it. What are you doing?
I can't get my screen to get the area
distracted as fuck.
Yeah. Stop.
You made it worse. Just leave it.
Yeah, it's fine. Nobody knew it was messed up till you started moving around.
Nailed it.
Oh, God.
That little corner there now.
So,
yes, okay. A lot of unlockables. I love unlockables. That's in a lot of games. That's kind of my favorite part, is getting to customize my character just because I want it to look the way I want it to look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm still playing Last of Us, so it's gonna be a couple weeks till I get to this game, and I'm not even sure if I'm fucking excited about it, but it's a PlayStation exclusive. I have to play it.
I'm gonna burn through it, so I'll let you know.
Days Gone, I was not excited about Days Gone. That's kind of how I feel about Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm very.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
it looks beautiful.
Yeah. Brian, you remind me.
I'm sure it'll be great, but I just don't know if it.
I don't know if you look at the walkthroughs to figure out where you're at in the game, but do you know about how far you are into The Last of Us 2?
I'm about halfway done.
Okay, gotcha. I don't
and yes, I do that. I do look at walkthroughs just to see how far I am. I don't read anything. I just like to see where I am in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, The Last of Us 2 lasts 12 hours longer than it should. That's what I've read that on so many things. So I don't know. But cool. But so let's get into it. Let's get into the big main topic today. Speaking of upcoming games, Ubisoft just had their forward. Ubisoft. It's pronounced both ways. That just I don't want to hear shit about it. Yeah. So I say Ubisoft. If I'm the ignorant American, we're just gonna let that ride.
The French say it differently.
So they just showed they showed some 4 big games, and we're gonna kind of just go through one by one, say what we thought about them, and then kind of pick which we all thought is going to be the best game from that forward. And we're also going to talk about which game we don't really like, but maybe it has the potential to do something, upon release. So let's talk about the first one, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's Assassin's Creed with Vikings. I watched this trailer and I said, God, this is a lot more Assassin's Creed, and I don't know if I want to do 35 hours of this.
Yeah. I will say,
it looks a lot the same. It looks a lot the same. A lot the same.
It
to be honest with you,
before the Forward, I think.
While I was watching it, I said, wow, they put Odyssey out too late. God of War came out. They realized, oh, Vikings are cool. Yep. So now they're going to try to put out a Viking game too late. It's over for the Vikings. It's done. We're done with that. We're moved on. And now you're putting out a game.
It would have been perfect.
You're putting out a game 2 years late.
Yep.
You're putting out a game 2 years late with old mechanics and old gameplay. I've never been a super fan of Assassin's Creed. I played Odyssey for 25, 28 hours, and I said, why the fuck
and didn't
am I
even
still
get the
playing
halfway
this game?
point on that.
Yeah, why am
barely
I still
hit the
playing
fucking
this game?
opening credits.
So this for me, we'll just kind of have a general conversation. This for me, this game is probably I'm not excited about, but it could be cool upon release. The trailer did show some cool things. Like I like the pillaging aspect where you and your whole fucking crew jump off the boat and just fucking raid these villages. You don't do that in the other Assassin's Creed games. When you jump off your boat, it's you by yourself. Yeah. And then you have to go destroy all this shit. I think it's really cool that they show like the Viking scavenging.
It kind of reminds me of SOCON, the old PlayStation 2 games where you were a Navy SEAL basically and you command your squad.
But other than that, it's just more Assassin's Creed.
And that's ultimately, I hope they change up the formula again after this for like when they go fully next gen.
And they just announced that there's more. They just announced that there's more modern day. If you played Assassin's Creed, you know what I'm saying. That there's more modern day stuff in Valhalla than there was in any of the rest of them. And it's like, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
That's the part of the game that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah.
Like
so,
unless you like,
but yeah,
like
that's my
games. The earlier games, like don't get me wrong, like the originals, like the Animus, like all that modern day shit was actually very important. At least it felt like it. But Origin and Odyssey, it just feels like it's kind of like tacked on.
It's forced.
It's like they're like, hey, we really want to tell a story in this time frame, but we need an excuse to do it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I will say, like, I love the Ezio trilogy are my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I feel like that's like
everyone
everybody's.
That likes Assassin's Creed, that's where they go with.
Yeah. And like they had the modern day Animus stuff, but like you were saying, it did tie in the story and it gave a more complete story. But as I've played, excuse me, I haven't finished one of the newer Assassin's Creeds, and I can't tell you how long because it's just so long. And the modern day stuff doesn't really inform the story the way it used to. And I guess this is what you're getting at. It feels tacked on, and it just feels kind of pointless. And it feels like they're not really Assassin's Creed games. It's just, okay, I'm gonna make a game in Egypt. This is like Prince of Persia or some shit.
Yeah. Which God, I wish they would bring back. I wish
awesome.
they'd bring back Prince of Persia.
Like
don't bring back that movie though.
God, oh God, no! Jake Gyllenhaal,
or maybe put somebody brown
Persian?
in it, not fucking Jake Gyllenhaal.
Everybody had the same thing. Fuck Jake Gyllenhaal.
But I when I was watching the trailer, the pillaging and building up your what the fuck, your little base. It reminded me a lot of Fallout, kind of building up your settlement, and I enjoyed that about Fallout. So I think this game might have some saving graces in it. This isn't my pick, by the way. I think it might have some saving graces in it, but I know they're gonna fuck it up with being too long and adding more modern day stuff that nobody cares about. So
it's gonna be like a weird, like every 10 hours you're gonna hit with Animus shit that no one like. It's just
that
gonna
nobody
pull you
cares
out.
about.
It's gonna pull you out of the story you've been fighting for. So.
Jacob, do you have anything to add? I mean, or you're just gonna kind of echo
I love Vikings.
kind of what we said?
Know, obviously, my family is originally from northern Germany. Like we have a few ties. Like I've always been like interested in that lore. But God of War did it for me. If this game came out instead of Odyssey and they switched places, it'd been perfect timing. I just feel like they missed the boat.
I agree.
Is God of War Viking based? I didn't play
the new one.
The reboot. The reboot is Viking based.
The old school one was Greek.
That's what I thought. That Kratos. That sounds very, very Greek.
Yeah, and then then they rebooted it for PS4. And
yes,
it's
Kratos.
Nordic, like Vikings based, which is dope. It's fucking amazing.
And the next two God of War games are going to be fucking phenomenal. And the fact that they're going to be good is going to be based off the fact that I cannot remember his name for the life of me.
Corey Barlog.
Thank you. Yeah, he's an amazing director and storyteller, and it's his life, his passion. And Assassin's Creed, unfortunately, kind of feels like a cash-in at this point.
Yeah.
So are the next two? I know we're kind of getting off topic. Are the next two God of Wars? Are they also Viking based or what?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, they will be. Yeah.
And then
Gotcha.
it looks like they're either going to go Egyptian or there's a couple other things they were discussing for future games, but they have like the next 7 or 8 games lined up.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So. Go ahead. Man.
Okay, so let's move on. Hyperscape. It's Jacob. I like your notes. Your notes were perfect because when I was watching the trailer, I said, "This is Ready Player One, but with battle royale."
That's exactly.
What I feel like. Everybody was
Everyone
like,
felt the same way about it.
Yes.
Like it looks good. Like don't get me wrong. It's just like it looks like something that's been like someone took 2 ideas and said, "Mush them."
So this is my issue with this game. Hyperscape, it's a battle royale. It's like set in the future, and there's a story behind it. Basically, you live in like this. If you've seen Ready Player One, it's that.
Yeah.
You put on like these fucking glasses, and then
Literally.
you jump into a video game world.
And then all of a sudden, like the video game's getting taken over by someone, and you got to.
Yeah, exactly. My issue with this is like, there's this beautiful trailer with all this story lore, and it's like, and then you can enter the battle royale mode. And it's like, all right, but is there anything else that goes along with all this lore and story that you just gave us, or is it just fucking 100 players killing each other like the 6 other games that we have exactly like this? Already?
Oh, so
You
it's
know what
Call
I
of
mean?
Duty,
So-
but like virtual reality.
I just don't get it.
Reality.
Like, it was such a beautiful trailer with a beautiful story.
And the graphics are amazing. And it looks like there's gonna be some fun gameplay mechanics, like with the swords and all that shit. But we have that already.
We have it.
And they have to blow us away with this in order for it to be good.
And I don't think Ubisoft has the staff or developers to create the next battle royale that's going to take over the gaming world.
I hate to say this, but they don't right now. They don't have the track record either.
Yeah,
they're putting stuff out before it's ready lately, and it's just they're bug heavy. They're turning into Bethesda slowly but surely.
Which is sad because I love Bethesda. I love
exactly. I do too. Like they've made great things, and like
games.
once it's ready, it's great. But I just don't understand how you're going to make a battle royale story heavy game. Because battle royale means it's got to be, unless it's going to be a cheap ass fucking you fight the AI for the story, and that's what no one wants. And if
It's
you
kind of
make
like
it
that.
Go
It's
ahead.
kind of like that Xbox game, Overwatch. How there's so much story and lore for Overwatch, but at the end of the game,
But it's multiplayer.
wow, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's just a shooter.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean anything.
and that's why Fortnite was so popular for the first 4 seasons, because they told a story through a multiplayer game that was not common. This game is acting like it's going to be more story heavy, and if you want a story heavy game with battle royale, like do you expect me to have to like win a battle royale before I can move the story forward? Because that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just I'm interested to see where it's going to go, and I want to talk more about this later, but it's just I'm concerned about the concept of this game.
Me too.
Yeah,
And
you guys said it all.
Yeah,
It's the market is so oversaturated with battle royale shooters that
it really is.
I'm good. I'm just good. Now, if Nintendo came out with some sort of battle royale shooter that was maybe like Nintendo themed, I would be down because that's different. Nintendo would put a spin on it to make it Nintendo-ish. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, Mario
just don't
shooting
need
bubbles out his
another-
ass or something.
for sure.
yeah, I just
That's
don't need
Mario
another
Sunshine.
100 players with guns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't need
totally.
that. I don't need another one of those. So for me, I mean that's the game that I care the least about.
Same.
I'm sure people
same.
will love it. But I just don't care about
Yeah.
it at all.
100%.
Watch Dogs Legion. There's a lot.
This
it
was my
says,
show stealer.
Jacob has it's a game set in police state London. V for Vendetta-esque, which that's what I got out of that.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs says this is their 4th game, I think. I think there's 2 main ones and then like a sub one, like
Yeah,
a
you're right,
like a
you're right,
middle
you're right.
one.
Because I was thinking 3, but yeah, they had a Hong Kong
And then
one.
this is Watch Dogs Legion is 3. Like this
Yes.
is Watch Dogs 3.
Yeah,
Man, I've never had the want to play these games ever.
I didn't until
Nothing
now.
about them
Yeah.
screams, Brian, buy me and play this game. And it's just
To me,
it's just not.
This is the game that like it looks like it has. It starts with
Saints
the highest.
Row.
It starts so high, and
you
it
know
can
how
only
Saints
get worse
Row
for
is
me
like
at this point.
You know how like Saints Row is like comedy Grand Theft Auto in a sense, like that is kind of what Watch Dogs does to me with a lot of these other open world like story driven RPGs. Like it's just like a lot of shit crammed into one game, and it's like, oh, look how cool this is, and I'm just like, all right,
why?
Yeah,
I get that.
So with all the hacking and shit, and again, I've never played one, but not one trailer, not one presentation I've ever seen for Watch Dogs game is like, yo, I need to play this shit right now.
Since this is going to be a PS5 release, I feel like it has the potential to do what they wanted to do with the first two, if that makes sense. Like with the solid state drive, and just the sheer power of the new systems, I think this one is going to finally do what they wanted to do originally, and I think that's why it gives me the most excitement.
I have 2 words for you that is going, and it is going to be the complete demise of Watch Dogs Legions. Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah.
That game is going to completely overshadow Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs might as well not even exist. And it's sad for Ubisoft because they've spent a lot of money, I'm sure, and you know this is a trilogy that people do, or a franchise that people do love. But
are they releasing at the same time?
They're suffering from like
about 2 months apart, I think.
Yeah, they're suffering from like a Microsoft-esque problem. Like you're just pumping these games. You're suffering from an Assassin's Creed problem. You're pumping these games out, but why? There's no substance to them at this point. People aren't in love with them. There's other properties that people like more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is coming from a non-fan of that series. I also want to say that.
For sure.
Yep.
Now saying that, this wasn't my worst game. I'd put this 3 out of the 4. But just because I don't care about it, I just don't.
Just because we haven't played the ones before, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the next one is going to be your favorite.
I totally forgot what the next one was. Okay,
Far Cry 6.
Caleb, I mean, Watch Dogs. I mean, are you interested?
I'm interested. I'm interested in that team aspect where you get to recruit people and they all have their specialties. I like that. That looks kind of cool.
Caleb
I believe I played
Grannies of War.
Yeah. I believe I played the first Watch Dogs for a little bit. I didn't finish it, but I remember like hacking a street light or something. Yeah. So I think I played a little bit of the first one. Don't really remember it. Trying to get to a daughter's birthday party or some shit. I don't remember. But this one piqued my interest a little bit. In the game. This one piqued my interest. So I mean, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna like pre-order or buy it like the day it releases or anything, but I might check it out.
Yeah.
Cool. So 4th, certainly not last. We're getting another Far Cry, another main extension Far Cry 6. It's got old Gus Fring from Breaking Bad in it.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yep.
There we go. He's a bad
He is a
motherfucker.
phenomenal actor.
Brian didn't read my notes. I said the whole game was based off him opening a Los Polios Hermanos.
I didn't read that. I didn't read that on purpose, but I love how you just felt I had to put it out there.
Now, I've never played a Far Cry game, so what is the what's
wild.
The plot?
They're just wild.
They're wild.
So you think that you're getting into a story like Far Cry 5? Everyone thought they were getting into a story.
Okay,
and
but
then it turned into just you're fucking shit up.
You can't really Far Cry 5. Let's just put that one to the side and have a separate conversation about that.
Well, everyone thought it was going to be the first story based, like really story narrative.
Essentially, there's a story. You know, there's a loose story. You get dropped in, to this world, and it's open world. There you have to, unlock the regions, clear out the campsites. There's like a main storyline mission. Blah blah blah. There's weapons. There's guns. You can do wild shit. Like, it's like God. What's like a good way to describe it?
I would say Ubisoft's version of GTA. That's how I would describe it.
It's not that wild because GTA there's literally no restrictions. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like Fast and the Furious meets like, I don't know, just some like. It's like Fast and the Furious with more killing, with more murder.
Like after they got past the cars part of Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But they're super dope. Far Cry 3, I think Blood Dragon is known to be like one of the best games just ever made. People absolutely fucking love that game. Far Cry 4 was the first one I played. I fell in love with it. I thought it was super cool. Far Cry Primal took the series all the way back to literally like prehistoric times, and you were a caveman.
One of Jared's favorite games. Yeah.
I put Jared on that game because I loved it so much. That was actually the first game I ever platinumed. I don't know why that game resonated with me so much, but I loved Far Cry Primal. I absolutely loved it. And then Far Cry 5 came out, and this was supposed to be like the deepest story. The deepest. It was really, and then like
because it pushed it so much.
It was cult based. It was like in Montana. It was politically. It was like and once you got in there, the game was something, and then at one point you just hit a brick wall, and it's like your body splattered on the wall, and then everything was just everywhere, and it just didn't make any sense anymore.
Gotcha.
Which is classic Far Cry kind of style, I guess.
So it was just like, God, like, and I told Jared this when he was thinking about buying it. I said, I remember having fun playing the game, and I remember really liking the story, but the ending did not satisfy everything that I did in that game.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So when I finished the game, I remember putting the controller down, and I was just like, wow, I wasted a lot of time on this game.
Gotcha.
I just did.
Especially after so many story-based games that come out right before it, too. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to run it down. We're almost out of time. I'm gonna say Far Cry 6 is my favorite. That's the game I'll jump in the most and play the most. And Assassin's Creed, I think, probably has like the biggest, like, could do well if they can tweak a few things. Yeah. And the other two games I don't give a fuck about.
So for me, it's Watch Dogs Legions is my number one. I'm the most excited about that game just based off of what I've seen. I'm very hyped for this. It feels like they're finally doing what they wanted to do in the first place. And I think Hyperscape actually, it's a new IP. It has potential to do something really cool with the Battle Royale that we haven't seen before. And, you know, when I say potential, it could be a fucking dud. It could be amazing. It's, you know, up in the air right now. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Cool. What about you, Caleb?
I'll say my I don't give a fuck is Hyperscape because I just have no interest in that. I did at first when it looked like it was a Ready Player One. Then after I realized it was another Battle Royale, I was like, well, fuck it. I just wanted the story. So now I'm out on that. But based solely on Giancarlo Esposito, I love him as an actor. I think Far Cry, this might be my first Far Cry. Just his like menacing presence and like I know the performances he's given before.
His trailer, like he killed it.
Yeah, like it sounds like I know everything about this character that I need just from that little monologue he was giving his son, and it seems very interesting. I'm interested, and I think that's why this might be the one I'm most excited about, is because I know the least about it right now, in terms of like gameplay and what I'm gonna do. I just know these two characters, and I kind of got the world. I see that there's riots going on and stuff, and so I think that's why I'm most intrigued by that. But I think this is my number one.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, damn. Since we don't know games, we appreciate you. We got to get out of here. Video's about to cut out, but please go on all of our socials. We don't know _network, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Go watch all of our shows. They're all on Spotify. They're all on YouTube. Please go like, share. Shoot us some questions. We'll answer anything on the phone. Shoot us a review, and we appreciate it. Anything else, guys?
No, that'll do it for me.
I'm good.
Y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.
Peace. I haven't been wearing pants this entire episode.
Wow.